name is Travis, everybody. My name is Hui.
I'm King.
I'm Lee. I'm Phụ.
I'm Thiên.
Today, it was our pleasure to share with all of you about our topic. So, we would like to talk about what really happens to the plastic you threw away. Additionally, my group has totally 5 people, and we will be the first one to provide the information for everyone.
This is a story of 3 plastic bottles empty in the sky. The journey are about to diverge with outcomes that impact nothing less than the fate of the planet. But they weren't always this way. To understand where these bottles end up, we must first explore their origins. The hero of our story was conceived in this old refinery. The plastic in their bodies was formed by chemically bonding oil and gas molecules together to make monomers. In turn, the monomers were bonded into long pyramid chains to make plastic in the form of millions of pellets. Those were melted at manufacturing plants and reformed in mold to recreate the resilient material that makes up the triplet body.
Machine fill the bottle with bubbly liquid and they was then rubber zipper parts often concealed a ceramic car as now here backlight point at the end of the now. Bottle one glass hundreds of millions of tons of his lactic resin and up in glass fish. This huge dump expand each day as more check come in and continue to take in space as plastic they being compressed among layers of other things. Rainwater flow through the way and extract the water. So clearable compound is contained and some of those are highlight topic. Together they create a harmful steel cone nitrate which can move into grey water, so and stream poisoning its system and harming wildlife.
This can take bottle 1 the medicine 1000 years to decompose. Bottle 2 journey is jammer, but unfortunately the happier he flow on a tricky that reaches a stream that flow into the river and a river that reaches the ocean. After more loss of sea, he slowly ran into the massive vortex where just a cool blade of flame now at the Great Pacific Rapid Batch. Here the ocean current has shaped millions of files of plastic debris. This is one of 5 plastic files right in the world sea. Flies where the population to the water into the curly plastic.
Some animals, like zebras, get entangled in the mess. They and others mistake the brightly colored plastic bit for fruit. Plastic makes them feel full when they not, so they starve to death and pass the toxin from the plastic up the food chain. For example, it's eaten by lanternfish. The lanternfish are eaten by squid. The squid are eaten by tuna, and the tuna eaten by us. And most plastic don't biodegrade, which means they disintegrate down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which might rotate in the sea evenly. Third poetry is made the rule with the choice of his brothers. A Turk brings him to a plant, where he and his companions are squeezed, flushed, and compressed into a block. Okay, this sounds really bad too, but here and there, it's way better. The blocks are shredded into the tiny pieces, which are scratched and melted, so they become the raw material that can be used again. As is by magic, pottery is now ready to be reborn as something completely new. For this bit of plastic with such humble origins, suddenly the sky is the limit.
Ultimately, in a recent article for Forbes, Trevor Nates, theologist, adventurer, and founder of Science, expressed his concern about not recycling plastic. Worldwide, people buy 1 million plastic bottles per minute, and 91% of them end up in the garbage. The consequences for our planet, water, and wildlife are disastrous. Throwing away plastic bottles instead of recycling them means that most plastic ends up in landfills, or in the oceans. Many landfills are already overcrowded and take up space that could be used for other purposes. Landfill waste also releases pollutants into the soil and water. Ocean animals are continuously ingesting small pieces of residual plastic, which is turned up in our dishes. Plastic waste has a negative economic impact as well because much of it could be repurposed and reused. As plastic production is set to double in the next 20 years and quadruple by 2050, and that plastic takes between 400 and 1,000 years to decompose. It is essential to address the problem as soon as possible. Trying to increase recycling is fundamental for at least two reasons. The first one, recycling takes 88% less energy than making plastic from blue materials, while helping reducing fossil fuels consumption. The secondly, diverting discarded plastic from the refuse stream and turning them into new goods keeps the persistent materials out of landfills and the natural environment.
Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.